What's up, guys? B2 with a little conflict of nations World War III, and there are zombies. Stay tuned. So, welcome back to another episode. Look, we have started as Uzbekistan, which is not a traditional game that you can play, right? So, if you come in, you'll notice it's a 4x speed game with the zombies in it. So, I was checking this out. I'm not a fan of like just weird stuff and odd game styles or whatever. But usually nowadays, every game is going to have some sort of a zombie mode to it, right? So we've got a good defense built here. We've got another round of guys cooking. I can't build another one until I get to 850. But I need more land. The problem is that I'm not going to be able to land grab up here or down here because I'm just not strong enough. But I am in an alliance, and they are here. So what I'm going to do is build defense over here, and then I'm going to fly some guys over here to land grab so I can pad these stats a little bit and grab more people, right? So one thing you'll notice is that the cities are no longer red. They're purple. And so I'll show you what happens here. When a zombie takes over, you got the new undead horde here waiting in Lipaja. So we're taking these countries over, obviously, in here, but we're going to have to defeat these or they're going to grow and spread, and you don't want that because they're super strong. You have to work as a team, but look, like there's just a whole bunch of zombies all the way through here just taking over Vienna, and they're going to keep marching, right? They're going to keep grabbing land. The undead do not wait around. They just get rolling. So if you look in the top stats, I saw this on accident. I was just cracking up, but the undead are in first place with 43 cities. Oh my gosh. So what I'm looking to do is over here, you've got to keep the undead out. And there's undead here. There's undead here in Basra. Like, you just can't leave a city without defense in there, right? So you want to kind of defend each city if the zombies hit them, but you want to get a very strong alliance, and you want to just start the same you would do in a coalition in your typical games, right? You're going to want to consolidate, like remove these areas between that could possibly have an outbreak, and put your defenses along the border all through here. You don't want to try to expand fast and leave the city, or it's going to turn purple in here, right? So you want the same style of play, but you just want to adapt it to the fact that zombies could outbreak at any time and start spreading, right? So what I've done is fly from some troops from over here towards the side of the map. So even if this does outbreak, like even if my country just gets ransacked, I'm still going to have units over here to help with the coalition and to push through. So right off the bat, we're going to come here and start talking about some taking out Sweden, who's landed over here, right? So Sweden, I guess this is Sweden over here. They decided to come across the water. They left the city open, and of course, zombies outbreak. So if you really want to hurt or troll, you just go over here and you take a nation and you let the undead take it, because they're going to wrestle with the undead forever. You could land, knock a city out, and then just get out of it and leave it for the zombies, right? So I've got some units down here. We're gonna okay, they're still deploying. You can see the timer. We're in a 4x game, so the timers go really fast in here. Kind of one of the benefits of playing 4x. The problem is that if you work like I do for 10 to 12 hours a day with the commute, you just can't get to it, your 4x game enough to make an impact, right? So let's talk strategy for this too, right? The undead are people, which are ground troops, right? So you don't want to get infected and turn into an undead. You don't want to, you just don't want to fight on those terms. So you want to have some ground troops, but then you're going to want to have more of the fighting vehicle, the recon vehicles, more along those sense. You're going to want to have some choppers that take out people, right? Mow through these troops. So you're going to look at your research tree, and I'm Eastern Doctrine, which is, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, I used to think that Eastern or Western was a big difference, but really you're going to have a pretty similar play style that you settle into. But for the sake of this, we're going to actually start researching down here on the armored fighting vehicle. Now, the reason is when you get down here to this level, you can actually run over to the boomerang. You'll have to research these guys, but when you get to the boomerang here, you'll see that they shoot at 12 at troops. So pretty much, if you have two of these, they're knocking out one troop every time they fire, 2 to 1, right? So it's just a very solid fighting vehicle on here, and because it's amphibious, you'll be able to conquer land and disembark outside of having to use harbors, right? So alongside your ground troops, you'll have your fighting vehicles that can just land anywhere. So what you'll do is you'll land these guys on the land part without the harbor, and I'll show you an example, right? So you can't land here if you're a regular troop. You just can't. But you can land in here and now sneak in. You can do a lot with those, right? So then you can drop in airbornes to cap the lands, because you're going to need this unit right here, right? So one thing I'll show you, if you go out to like the tops, this right here means you can conquer a territory. So if the castle doesn't appear on any of your troops, you're going to need some sort of ground troop to go there. One way to overcome that is to get a modern airborne anywhere within reach of an airport. You can drop these guys in on, which means you can take territories really fast. And then take the territory and then fly out. Take another territory, fly out. It's pretty quick. The other way is National Guard units. They're very, very cheap, and if you do upgrade them all the way, they're still hash trash, right? They defend at a 6, which is good, so that's not bad. But if you look at compared to like one of these infantry up here, they're going to defend at an 8, right? A little bit pricier to get to. Look at the supplies needed, but they're going to be able to last you a long time in battle. So as you're doing that, just be careful, right? That you're getting the right units for what you need. Special forces cannot grab. You see on here, they fight extremely rugged. They're no joke. They're a 15, right? So if you mix in a special force, like some special forces in with regular ground troops, they're extremely potent. They can pretty much kill one infantry unit per round of attack, right? So like these guys will take out a ground unit fast, and they defend at a 10. They can take out tanks. They have a great defense against choppers and stuff. So if you intermix these guys in with let's say like an anti-air or something that's going to hit other choppers or planes, you're gonna be doing really well in there. The problem is you can't specialize and max out all of these guys, right? So you're not going to be able to go into like a mechanized infantry and get to the end unit, and then get to the end unit in National Guard, and then get to the end unit in Airborne. You're going to have to pick and choose, because then that's only one tree. You still have tanks, you have anti-air, choppers, planes, bombers, like long-range ships, subs, missiles. Like it's just, there's too much, right? So you kind of have to look at what the game is that you're playing. And so for this zombies match, like you're just really going to want to pound on certain areas. So like for me, I'm going to max out what I always do, motorized infantry, because they're just a mainstay. When you look at what they do, they attack decent. They can defend against some armored stuff. Their defense is what really sets them apart, because when you have this in a city and you get a 25% boost for defending a city, you're going to get this dense population. You're going to get a 25% defense, which means they're defending at a 10. If you have another bunker on there, they're going to get another 25% on there, so it's another 2. They're going to end up defending at a 12. Like, that's just hard to beat a troop that defends in that area and has the ability to kill off some armored vehicles too, right? So I'm going to go with these and research them up, but then I'm going to take this armored fighting vehicle and I'm going to take it to the top here, right? So that way, if I'm defending at a 10, now I'm defending on my stack at a 22. If I'm in town a little bit higher, this also gets a 25% in urban. So as far as defending towns, like it's going to be really, really good. The ability to take down planes too, right? So I will probably do an AA, and I think I'm going to... The zombies won't have planes and stuff, only other countries that you're fighting. So I'm going to skip the AA and I'm going to move into the planes side. So I'm going to move into probably this air superiority fighter, because I do want it to be able to take out like other planes, but I want to see how high I can get on taking out the troops, right? Because we are in the zombies. So if I look here and I push it to the end, it's only a 4. So let's look at what the other ones have. Naval air superiority is still a 4, but look at this, man. Golly, that takes down some heavy stuff, man. What's the difference between the two? Oh, an 18 and a 15. So yeah, any other planes would be tough on there, 18, 15. So they're the same, but they're carrier based. So I probably will just stick with the air superiority. There's a stealth fighter in here too, and gosh, look at that thing against planes. But I'm not going to have to fight a lot of planes, so I probably won't go stealth on here. I'll probably just do the one plane out to here, and then maybe like a UAV, because I think you can fire a missile out of a UAV. Yeah, right here. And then it gives me some good radar. Operate within a 3,000 base. It can identify the exact composition in range and reveal stealth ground units. So yeah, I would probably go with this MiG Scat here, and the reason why is because I could do a missile. So if there's an infected city down there, what I'd be able to do is pop it with a missile, and then then move in and take over what's left, because pretty much everything will get obliterated. So every 12 hours you could basically clean one of these cities out and then occupy it, clean it out and then occupy it, be able to pull in. So I probably won't go with anything that has like a chemical on here. I'll probably stick with like the conventional cruise. Yeah, probably do that. Let's see what that hits at. So it's going to have a 20 attack rating. Yeah. Let's see what else there is here. Conventional ballistic, there we go, a 50 and a 150. That's pretty good. I think this one has the highest, but I don't want to go with nuclear because I don't want the fallout here, right? So let's take a look. Yeah, so that's a conventional, right? So yeah, probably we'll go with this conventional ballistic missile. And let me just double check. Yeah, well, maybe the cruise. Let's see, there's only takes 2 of them to build 1 cruise, but they're not as potent. So yeah, we're going to go with ballistic missile on here. That'll be the direction we go. Can I start this one now? Ugh, look that's gross. How expensive this is. That's unbelievable. So that's what I'll do. I'm going to end up on my tree here. I'm going to do motorized infantry all the way out. I'm going to skip the airborne. I think if you struck them out and there were zombies where you were landing, you're going to get wiped. It's going to be expensive. So I'll go with motorized. I'm going to go with armored fighting. And then I'm going to pull the air superiority to be able to attack. And then maybe I'll pull this UAV down here at the bottom. So those would be the areas that I go. 1250. Let's see. Are there anything to buy? 9 grand. Let's take that, and let's take that. So I want to buy those out before they get tougher. I'm only at a 37, so I don't have as much as other countries have. We're gonna have to take some cities that have this rare materials and build them up. So now I can actually pop a UAV, right, and get that going, which we're gonna go ahead and start, because those are gonna be handy. I don't think they attack. Yeah, so they don't have anything on the attack in the beginning. Let's see when they can actually start doing some damage here. Yep, here we go. So they'll be able to shoot, and there's no defense rating, but they'll be able to take out little troops. They're not that expensive, actually, for 350 and 650. If we can boost that up, and then let's see how the attack actually goes up. 2 and 4.5, and then 2 and 5. So it's more for taking out armors, but that's fine. We could do that and fly the UAV. So, all right, so that's good. Anyway, zombies. I'm going to go ahead and part 1 this, and then we'll be able to do the zombies part 2. I don't know, maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. So give it 2 or 3 days, and then we'll update it. Hope you guys are doing well. Any tips, please hit me up in the comments. See ya.